2 ways to win back your avoidant ex if they broke up with you. Number 1 is to build trust again with your ex and make them feel safe. You have to understand the avoidant attached individual is completely different than all of your other exes. You can't play games with them. That's not going to win them back. And if you happen to win them back by playing a game, you've just created a relationship that is extremely toxic and you're going to throw yourself right back into that cycle. The push, the pull, the hot, the cold, they're into you, they're not into you, they break up with you, they're in love with you. And if you want to play that game, that's great. I would recommend just continuing your swiping journey on TikTok. But if you actually want to win back your avoidant ex and have a solid, healthy relationship, this is what you do. Build trust. So how do you do that? You have to create consistency within the relationship so that they feel like whenever they lean on you, whenever they're thinking about you and they want to reach out to you, you are consistently there for them. You make them feel safe. No matter how much they push you away, no matter how much they need time alone and just need to process things and then come back to you, you're always there and you make them feel good, happy, and safe. Now, when you know you can lean on someone and count on them whenever, that makes you trust them a little bit more, right? Remember, trust is something that you don't just build overnight. It's something that you build over time. And for someone within an avoidant attachment style, they really need to feel safe with you. They really need to feel like they can trust you in order to be vulnerable with you and build that relationship that's deep and authentic. So if you want to get them back, you need to build consistency, trust, and safety within the relationship that is outside of the romance. Because the romance part is what's really making your avoidant partner extremely uncomfortable. You're pushing all their buttons and you're pushing them to their limit, which you're probably like, well, how will we be in a successful romantic relationship if they can't even handle the romance stuff? Well, what I'm suggesting is you're not even in a relationship right now. So I think you should just take what you can get. Have a solid relationship where you can communicate with each other. Feel like there's not a ton of pressure on the relationship. Feel like you can talk to each other on the phone and lean on each other, trust each other, and feel safe with each other. If you can have that foundation, then building a romantic relationship on top of that is a lot more realistic. But if you fail to build that foundation beneath, then yeah, you could have a romance, but it might just be like a fling, a very short-term romantic relationship. Does that make sense? So my recommendation is to build an environment, a relationship that your avoidant partner feels safe around you. And the best way to do that is not pressure them to be emotional, to be vulnerable. Just be that open person that they can feel comfortable coming to, talking to about whatever. It doesn't have to be deep stuff. It doesn't have to be emotional stuff. And if they want to talk about that, let it happen naturally. Don't push it out of them and make them feel uncomfortable. Does that make sense? You understand that. Try not to be their therapist. Don't do that. If someone forced you into a therapy session and forced you to talk about all the things that make you uncomfortable and your traumas and just all the things that you have just suppressed so much over the years, it's not an exciting, a thrilling, or a fun experience to go through. And the person that forced you into that therapy session, you're probably not going to like that person very much because they forced you to do something you don't like. So your brain is basically compartmentalizing this really unfun experience with the person that forced you into that experience. Does that make sense? So in short, don't be the therapist. Make your avoidant ex feel comfortable. And also, this is for you too. Can you even have a nice friendship with your ex? Because a lot of you guys probably cannot do that. All you want is the sex. All you want is the physical stuff. All you want is the reassurance. All you want is them to tell you that you look good. The stuff that comes with the romance. But if you can, I'm telling you, if you can have the relationship without all the romance, then you're really setting yourself up for success, okay? Number 2, how to get your avoidant ex back. Communicate in a non-intrusive way. What does that mean? Do not make your ex feel like you are questioning them in court whenever you send them a text, whenever you call them on the phone. Don't make them feel like there's so much pressure. Don't talk about the status of the relationship. Don't talk about your feelings for them. Just make them feel safe, comfortable, and not trapped, not stuck. Does that make sense? Again, a lot of times avoidantly attached people break up with their partner because they feel stuck, because they feel like there's no way I can go forward in this relationship. I need to get out. I'm so uncomfortable. I need an escape. A lot of times avoidance, like near the beginning of the relationship, when things start to like pick up speed, in their mind, they're thinking of an escape route. Like, how could I get out of this scenario safely? And just having an escape plan makes them feel like they can continue forward in the relationship, because if they need to, if there's like a threat, they do have a plan to get out. And so if it's the post relationship and you're talking to them like they still feel stuck in a relationship that they can't get out of, there's no way they're going to voluntarily just talk to you after a breakup, because that's why they broke up with you, to get out of that. Does that make sense? So my recommendation would be to keep the conversation super low pressure. Don't interrogate them. Just keep it light and fun. I'll give you some examples. I remember when I was trying to win back my avoidant ex, like, I didn't even know that I was doing this, by the way. I just was a helpless girl that was so in love with this guy, and I was like, I just want to get back with him, but I figured being friends with him for a while would be the only way that I could keep the connection alive. I was okay with that. I like made that decision. Present day Natalie, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough to be friends with your ex, in my opinion, but I know a lot of you guys out there still want to win back your ex. So this is an example for you, okay? What I would do is whenever I saw something that reminded me of my ex, I would take a picture of it and I would send it to him. And I'm just like, oh, this reminded me of you. Something very simple. And it's just a nice little text that, you know, he saw it, maybe smile, kind of make his day, and then maybe a conversation would roll off of it. But it was like, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. I'm not pressuring you. It's a very easy conversation, but just want to let you know, like, I'm thinking of you, and that's it. It was not a lot of pressure that I was placing on him, but for me, it was like the only thing keeping me alive at that time. And you know, he would respond back, and like he would also do the same things to me. Like, I remember there was one time I collect sea glass. Like, I walk on the beach and I pick up sea glass, and so he knows that about me. And so like he went to one of his friends' places and took a picture of his friend's like huge jar of sea glass, and he's like, you know, this is my friend's sea glass jar, like, was thinking of you. And so there were some like confirmations that, okay, like obviously he doesn't hate me, and I'm not saying this is like romance by no means, but we have a connection and it's nice. And for me at that point in my life, like that's what I really wanted and needed. And so like it was just nice. But again, just keeping the door open, very low pressure conversation, all of those things led him to then reach out to me, ask me out to go out for dinner. And that's a story for another time, which I've already told you guys the story like multiple times. But anyway, that's something that you can try doing. I will just say, if you keep the door open with your ex, you are stunting your healing process. So I know it's hard to completely just let go and just move on, like everyone says, and like I tell you. And so I get it. Like, I'm giving you a path that you can take if giving up and just letting go is not an option for you. But I'll warn you, when you keep the door open and you maintain that relationship and follow the, suggestions that I told you in this video, your relationship with your ex might turn into a friendship, and it might never turn into a romantic relationship. So you have to be prepared for like all the different turns that could happen. I know for me, I was like, I just want to be in his life and that's it. Like, I was so heartbroken. And so for me at the time, like, that was what I needed. But now, present day me, after I've healed through all of that, I don't think I would put myself through that ever again, because it took me years to get over that guy. So my recommendation, like present day Natalie, would be just let go 100%. Read my book, How to Get Over Your Avoidant Ex and Become Securely Attached. Learn how to let go completely and like turn to the next chapter of your life, because your next partner is going to be amazing. At least for me, I met the love of my life, my boyfriend right now. And I met him because I let go of my ex. And I chose myself. I chose a whole new life. And that's what made me find him. I had to make space in order to find him. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm at 10 minutes. Bye.